So hello namaskar to the all chemistry lovers and doctors and engineers of the near future of the class 11th. Today we'll go with the flow chart of the hydrocarbon. First of all, if we'll go with the just flow chart, then hydrocarbon exists two types. These are the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons exist two types. One of the open and closed chain. This is the open chain hydrocarbon, and this is the closed chain hydrocarbon. Closed chain hydrocarbon. If we go with the just open chain hydrocarbon, then we can say that these don't have direct linking between first and last carbon of chain. First of all, we'll go with the just open chain hydrocarbon. So ओपन चेन के लिए रिगार्डिंग आप एग्जांपल्स यहाँ पे डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. एज अ एग्जांपल, दिस इज द CH3, CH2, CH2 एंड CH3. फर्स्ट और लास्ट कार्बन के बीच में डायरेक्ट लिंकिंग नहीं है. हियर इज द अनदर एग्जांपल, CH3, CH2, CH डबल बॉन्ड CH2. फर्स्ट और लास्ट कार्बन के बीच में डायरेक्ट लिंकिंग नहीं है. दिस इज द CH3, CH2, C ट्रिपल बॉन्ड CH. फर्स्ट और लास्ट कार्बन के बीच में डायरेक्ट लिंकिंग नहीं है, मीन्स कोई रिंग नहीं है. सो व्हाट वी कैन से दैट रिंग और साइकिल, रिंग एंड साइकिल will absent. That's why these also called as acyclic hydrocarbon. Acyclic hydrocarbon, also called as acyclic hydrocarbon. So these all are as a acyclic hydrocarbon. Acyclic, or you can say open chain hydrocarbon. Open chain hydrocarbon. Now I would like to go with the further classification of the acyclic or open chain hydrocarbon. Then if we'll go with the open chain hydrocarbon, then these also exist two types. One of these is your saturated hydrocarbon, another is your unsaturated hydrocarbon. This is the saturated hydrocarbon, this is the unsaturated hydrocarbon. First of all, we'll go with the saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the saturated hydrocarbon, then saturated hydrocarbon exists only single bond, means hydrocarbon having only single bond between carbon and carbon. If we'll go with this example, then here is the double bond, here is the triple bond, but in this structure there is only single bond. So what we'll say, this is called as just your saturated hydrocarbon, as a acyclic or open chain hydrocarbon also. So this is the saturated hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the another example, then we can take CH3. This is the CH3. All the carbon exists only single bond, so saturated hydrocarbon. This is the CH3, CH3 and CH3. This is the open chain hydrocarbon and saturated hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the just CH3 open chain hydrocarbon, we can take methane also open chain hydrocarbon. We can take complex chain like this, CH3 and CH3 and CH3, etc. These all are as a open chain hydrocarbon, and just saturated hydrocarbon. So these are the example of the saturated hydrocarbon, while these two are regarding to unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon, because these exist either double bond or triple bond. So this was regarding to your saturated hydrocarbon. Now the time to discuss about the deeply regarding to saturated hydrocarbon. This is very important. And saturated hydrocarbon as a, you can say, hydrocarbon having only single bond between carbon and carbon. And as a saturated hydrocarbon, these are the example which I have shared with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the sixth. Now I would like to go deeply with the, just you can say, saturated hydrocarbon. So listen me carefully, and if anything is new for you, then keep patience. I'll explain in the further videos also. So this is the saturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon. If you will go with the saturated hydrocarbon, then these also called as alkane. Alkanes, where alk means number of carbon atom, ane means single bond. This is the number of carbon atom and this is the single bond. So we have discussed those hydrocarbon which exist only single bond between carbon and carbon, they all are known as just saturated hydrocarbon, and all the saturated hydrocarbon are known as alkanes. If we will go with the alkanes, then we can say other name. Other name for the alkane is your paraffins. Other name is your paraffins. What is the meaning of paraffins? This is the important word. Paraffins means it is developed by two words. One of the is your param and plus affinus. This is the param. This is your affinus. Affinus. Param means less reactivity and affinus means your nature. Because of these all are saturated hydrocarbons, so these exist less reactivity at the room temperature, that's why these are known as paraffins. If we'll go with the just common formula, this is the common formula. Then for the alkane is your CnH2n plus 2, where n is equals to number of carbon atom. Here if we'll take just n is equals to 1, then the hydrocarbon will be CH4 known as methane. General representation. This is the general representation, means generally हम alkane को representation generally कैसे इनको represent कर सकते हैं? So if we'll go with the lower alkane, it will be RH, and for higher alkane it will be RR. This is for lower alkane and this is for higher alkane. If anybody asks me what is the meaning of R, then we'll say alkyl group. Alkyl group. What is the meaning of alkyl group? We'll discuss later. So this was about the just alkane. We can take a lot of things also regarding to alkane. If we'll go with the just alkane, then the matter to remember, what is that? That is the hybridization. Hybridization. You are the student, new topic, that is the hybridization. It meaning particular alkane के formation में कौन कौन से ऑर्बिटल्स का पार्टिसिपेशन होगा. टिल देन अभी इतना याद रखिए. If we'll go with the just hybridization, then here will be sp3, means during formation of the molecule of alkane, it will participation of one of the s orbital and 3 of p orbital. After then we can take just bond angle. This is the bond angle. For the alkane it will be 109 degree 28 minute, and the geometry of molecule will be tetrahedral geometry. Further, the word is suffix means root word में क्या जुड़ता है, और टेट्राहेड्रल ज्योमेट्री को भी आप कैसे शो करेंगे, आई विल एक्सप्लेन. सफिक्स यूज करते हैं इसका एल्केन, एन आ गया, सो दैट्स व्हाई इज द सफिक्स एन. इफ विल गो विद द प्राइमरी member, then as a primary member it will use CH4. It is also called as marsh gas. It is also called as fire damp, and it is called as methane. It is also the composition of the biogas as a 58%. And tetrahedral geometry will be as follows. This is the CH, this is the H, this is the H, and this is the H. Here is the fourhedral, like this. That's why it is called as tetrahedral. Tetrahedral geometry. So this was about your alkane. Read the entire matter properly. This is too important flowing chart, and we'll discuss a lot of things which you don't discuss in class 10th. उससे भी कहीं ज़्यादा आपको शेयर करना है मेरे साथ. So be with me and take the class with the interest. Now the time to discuss about your another kind of the hydrocarbon as a open chain hydrocarbon, that is your unsaturated hydrocarbon. I would like to take both them in a slide. एक साथ ही हम उनको डिस्कस करेंगे. So what is that? Listen me carefully. This is the unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon. If we'll go with the unsaturated hydrocarbon, then either these act as double bond or triple bond, or you can say both, double or triple both. But basically it will use for the just double bond and triple bond. So we'll say double and triple bond. On the basis of double and triple bond, there are two types of the hydrocarbon. One of these is your alkene, and another is your alkyne. This is your alkene, and this is your alkyne. First of all, I'll go with the just alkene. If we'll go with the alkene, then these also called as olefins. Other name, olefins. This is the other name for the alkene, where olefins means oli means oily, and affinous means nature. Whenever alkene reacts with any halogen are F2, Cl2, Br2 and I2, then the forming compound exhibits oily nature. This is the oily nature. That's why these all hydrocarbons as an alkene are known as olefins. Further is your common formula. This is the common formula regarding to alkene. The formula is CnH2n, where n is again your number of carbon atom, This is the number of carbon atom. If at least n is equals to, there should be 2 carbon atom, so the molecule will be C2H4. We can write it as follows also: CS2 double bond CS2. It is called as ethene. Further is your general representation. General representation. This is very important. We can take over here for the alkene. If we'll go with the general representation, then alkene can be represented by CS2 double bond CS2 or CS double bond CS2. This is the RCS double bond CHR. This is the most important thing from here. यहाँ से एक बहुत अच्छी बात स्टार्ट हो गई है बेटा. This is called as lower alkene. This is called as lower alkene. सबसे lower है सब with the 2 carbon atom. This is the lower alkene. If we'll go with this alkene, then if I'll bisect the compound as follows, then it will not formation of the equal part. So this is for the asymmetrical alkene. This is for the asymmetrical alkene. While if I'll bisect this compound, it will formation of the 2 equal parts. So this is called as symmetrical alkene. This is the most important. Now the time to discuss about the just hybridization during formation of, this is the hybridization. As I told you, hybridization means is the participation of the orbital for the formation of the molecule. Molecule के formation में कौन से orbital participate कर रहे हैं? There are 4 types of the orbital: S, P, D and F. यहाँ बात करें तो particular hybridization for the alkene will be your sp2, means एक s orbital और एक p orbital participate करेगा. Regarding to sp2 hybridization, bond angle will be 120 degree and geometry will be trigonal planar. If we'll go with the further, then we can take just a suffix. As a suffix, it will use of ene, alkene. That's why it will be a ene. Further is your primary member. This is the primary member. If you will go with the primary member, then as a primary member, that is your C2H4. You can write it CS2 double bond CS2. It is also called as ethylene. It's a plant gaseous growth hormone which is used in the ripening of fruits. Ripening of fruits. So this was about the just detailed part of the alkene. Now the time to discuss about the alkyne. So what is the important thing regarding to alkyne? We'll discuss. So here is for the alkyne. This is for the alkyne as a unsaturated hydrocarbon. Alkyne is a group of 2 words alk plus ine. Alk means same number of carbon atom, and ine means triple bond. while for the alkene it will be alk means number of carbon atom and ene means double bond. Here's the ine, so it will be triple bond. The other name of these unsaturated hydrocarbon is your acetylenes, because of its primary member starts with the 2 carbon atom, and in derived system if we'll go with the common system then acid will be just 2 carbon atom. If we'll go with the further, that is the hybridization. During formation of alkyne, it will participation of one s orbital and one p orbital. That's why it will be sp hybridization. Regarding to sp hybridization, just bond angle will be for 180 degree. The geometry of molecule will be linear. If you will go with the just further suffix, then as a suffix you can take ine. If you will go with the just primary member, then primary member is your, you can say C2H2 CH triple bond CH. It is called as acetylene. It's a very important compound. Why? Because of whenever acetylene is added with the just O2, then it will formation of oxyacetylene mixture. It is used in oxyacetylene flame also, and oxyacetylene flame is used in gas as a gas welding. There are two type of the welding for the metals, as a electric welding and another is your just oxyacetylene flame or gas welding. So it will use in gas welding. If we'll go with the just geometry of alkene, alkyne के लिए तो आपके पास में linear, so it will be your C triple bond C H. This is the linear form. If you will go with the alkene, as alkene you can take the example of CS2 double bond CS2, and this is the trigonal planar. This is the trigonal planar and this is the linear. So this is for the alkyne linear geometry, and this is trigonal planar geometry with the bond angle of 180 degree, with the bond angle of just 120 degree. So this was about the just alkane, alkyne as a part of saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद। इसी टाइप से वीडियोस को आप शेयर करते रहे, पढ़ते रहे, सब्सक्राइब करें और मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम शेयर करें ताकि उन बच्चों तक भी पहुंच पाए जो हमसे पहुंच से दूर है। नो डाउट कारवां आप ही से बनेगा। धन्यवाद।